We need to work with the Igbos so that the North can feel
exactly.
Or we need to
exactly.
work with this so that we
exactly.
let me finish though. What I'm saying here is
Yes.
this, right? The first question should be, do we want to actually coexist together as one country under this arrangement? Until that answer is, until that question is genuinely answered, where Igbos are not given conditions of how they are going to actually be part of Nigeria, where Yorubas are not given conditions, where Hausa, so any other nationality is not given that condition. And that is where the conversation around the national conference comes in, NK. We don't need to believe that we need to work with the Igbos before, before we can have in Nigeria or whatever. It is ideal to even promote the mutual respect, not conditional respect. So I wanted to chip that in to say, you see, the idea of we need to work with the Igbos and then make it look like it's actually one particular thing that needed to be done that is not done yet. I think that idea should be completely erased, and be the idea of, if the Igbos want to be on their own, right? Let us respect that. If the Yorubas want to be on their own, let's respect that. Same goes for
Mayego, that cannot be achieved independently.
Of course,
we need to first of all come together and face this. I was on your program. I was with your program yesterday when you spoke about Amotekun. Look at how they were able to achieve Amotekun. They came together and they went to meet with Buhari, even though he didn't want to give to them. But when he saw the unification between the Southwest governor and the Eastern governors, at least they were able to achieve something. They were able to achieve 60 to 70% of it. Just like how we need to always come together politically,
but can three people work together without agreeing?
That means we need to forget whatever issue that we have in the past.
Okay.
Or else the North will keep taking advantage of this division. The North know that there is a division between the East and the West. They know it very well. That is why they keep telling us that they will always be the one that will be deciding where the power goes. They know that there is a crack. They know there is a division. There is a virtual division between the East and the West. The East continue to take this past, what will I say it, betrayal from the West. And the West is now becoming very careful, like, we need to be very careful of these people. We don't need that any longer. They're not people, political, this thing, they're taking advantage of the issue that is between the East and the West. We need to come together. We need to forget whatever that is we have in the past. We need to come together and face these people and tell them that, come, if you kill our own people, this is what we are going to do back to you.
Well, that sounds.
If you do this, this is what we are going to do. And if you don't give us what we want, then that means you don't. There's not going to be Nigeria any longer. They are going to be scared. They are going to be scared. And if eventually they didn't gel, then you can break up Nigeria, and later the South and the West, the West and the East can also break up that time. But for now, I'm telling you, if the South the West decided to face the North, you understand, the East, the North will go and collaborate. Yeah, no, I'm just telling the North will go and collaborate with the East to deal with the West. If the East decided to go and face the North, the North will collaborate with the West and deal with the East. So these two people politically needs to come together. It has nothing to do with religion. In Tinubu's family, Tinubu claims he's a Muslim, the wife claims he's a Christian, and they are still corrupting Nigeria.
Because it's not about religion in that sense, I know. Anyway,
NK, it has nothing to do with religion.
Let me take another call, okay? Thanks so much as well.
All right, all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Thank you. All right.
Appreciate that. All right. You have a good one, Baba.
All right.
All right. So it seems that hang on, my caller. I have a caller. Hang on there. So it seems that there's so much, so many things that my last caller just mangled up in a way. So what I was trying to make him understand is that we have gone beyond that stage where people say, "Let us just forget the past and then move on." Okay, when we know that there is still sustainability of that divisive politics that is being preached in a way, you cannot ignore them and say, we should all come together. It's a very, very cheap word to tell people and say, let us all come together and just try and work together so that we can indeed, when you know that you and I, which are the people, right, have no such a power of coming together to make any difference, when the establishment that actually created the enmity, the division, and also sort of funneling it as well. So the ideal thing is when you now want to say come together, you must always be very clear. And that coming together means if I'm going to be in the same room with, for example, the Igbos, I must respect whatever that Igbo and the Igbo people stands for. And they must also respect everything that I also stand for as a Yoruba man. Mutual respect. And from that mutual respect means that you don't give conditions to people in participating in something that is meant to be a collective for all of us. And you also don't try in the process of trying to, when you say Nigeria is so divided, and then you have a generation that believes that if the Igbos and the Yorubas can come together, that could actually be something that they can use to also fight the North. Why do you want to come together to fight the North? Why not just come together and discuss on how everybody can go their separate ways, where you don't need to come together, Igbos and Yorubas coming together to come and face the North, or Igbos and Fulanis coming together to come and face the West. All those are still the same thing, doing the same thing again and again. Nigeria has gotten to that stage where it is either you are actually a real place, a real country, which you are not, or everybody just pick up their real identity and stop pretending. Do you get that now? So a lot of people have different theories on how what this should be like. I don't buy that idea of the Igbos and Yorubas coming together under what arrangements, under what mutual agreement and the rest of that. Would you respect an Igbo man and all that he stands for without questioning it? Would you accept all what the Yoruba man and then his ideology stands for without having to question it? Then why do you have to come together to fight another group when you can actually like come together and even with other groups and tell them, can we go our separate ways? That's what I was saying. And on the part of the religion, NK, you wanted to Mongol it together. And I kind of, I did my best to see if I could get you back on there to separate them. We're talking about the attacks carried out by the Fulanis. I didn't say Muslim Fulanis or Muslim Fulanis attacking the people of the Middle Belt. People of the Middle Belt are different ethnic nationalities. Okay. And they are those that their villages, their communities, and their people are being wiped out. All right. We have others where you have Boko Haram that are going after those who are not, who they consider as Christian communities, ransack them, kill them, chase them away, and rename their communities in the name of their whatever Allah there, right? That was that. But there is also a part where we believe that the ideas of their Sharia and the kind of Islam they practice in northern Nigeria that are not so different from the ones they practice in Afghanistan and all those worst Muslim countries that none of them really want to live in. We know that exists. I'm from the southern Nigeria, and I can tell you a lot of them just sound so ridiculous to us because we've never really seen that before, where people are being punished for saying something about Allah or Muhammad. No, 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 you can't do that in Yoruba land. It's not possible. In the South, it wasn't possible. Okay, you cannot say because somebody converted to Islam and they converted back, you are going to kill them for apostasy. It's not possible. But in that same Nigeria, they have people who have gone underground because some group of lunatics, in the name of their Allah, they are looking for them to kill them. They've killed some. They've even, in fact, sentenced some in the name of blasphemy. You see, when you say blasphemy, apostasy, As a Southerner, I'll be thinking that you are a terrorist talking like that. And I don't expect a Muslim from the South saying that is like, don't say that because you know about apostasy, NK. You know about blasphemy. You know that if you are allowed to do it right, they will do it in the southern Nigeria. Of course, they will do it. But we will not let them do it in southern Nigeria without a fight. So that is not an insult on Islam. It's not an attack on Islam. It is to expose the expose the hypocrisy of the rogues who are shouting Allah, 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 and killing people for it in the northern part of Nigeria. You as a Muslim, you may call yourself a moderate Muslim. Those ones will kill you because to them you are not a Muslim. You know that. And we all know that too. So to my viewers, sorry that kind of extended here and there, and I had to keep Osita on the line too. Are you still there?
Yes, my brother.
Your patience is legendary. Osita, thanks so much for that, okay?
Yeah.
By the way, yeah,
You're
everybody
welcome.
can hear you now.
Yeah, you're welcome. And more greases to your elbows.
Thank you.
More oil on your head.
Thank
and more
you.
oil in your mouth.
Bless
Always. You know, as regards to the last caller, what he was trying to say, you in living as one, or let's say in marriage, there is no condition in marriage.
No.
Absolutely no
condition. That's not marriage.
Yes, there is no condition in marriage. So when we say we will try to form an alliance between the southwest and the southeast for us to fight the northerners, that means we have given up already. We have accepted they are masters. We've accepted their lords over us. That's the way it is. But the truth to the matter is, I keep telling people, and we have come to a point that we should know that this thing is non-negotiable anymore. You cannot negotiate Nigeria anymore. Because if we are fighting now, let's say we are fighting for a just cause, that, oh, things should get better in Nigeria. After our generation, what will happen? They will go back to the status quo again.
Status quo, yeah.
So, in order for this thing where there is love, the lost or love lost, where there's love lost,
no love
the only
lost,
solution is to dissolve that marriage. And we have gotten to that point of dissolving that marriage, that thing that tied us together as one contraption, as a contraption. That thing that tied us together, we have to break it. Said these things times without number within the leagues of my friends, because I have friends almost in every tribe in Nigeria. And I say to them, it is not because of me and you is laughing here. When it gets to the place that matters most, which is the politics of that country where we come from, somebody will come to you in your family and tell you, do you realize that you are an Igbo man?
That's right.
The other person, it will come, they will tell, do you realize that you are Omoluabi, you are
Yoruba?
The other one will come, do you realize that you are Fulani? That Fulani is always the top. That is what we will continue to see amongst us. But when we break and go our separate ways, it will be easy for us to pick up the bad people within our society to treat them the way we want to treat them, the way they ought to be treated. So all these things that we talk about, you see, that particular guy from Liberia that you spoke to that day, God bless him wherever he is. He analyzed, even when he was saying that, I was saying to myself, praise God in heaven that somebody has the balls who is not in Nigeria to analyze our own problem, the things that we didn't even see. He saw it from the neutral perspective of life. That is the reason he was accurate. Sometimes we'll talk about all these things. We want to say, oh, I don't want to talk down on my side. I don't want to talk down on my side. I don't want to talk down because of this person is my friend. So if I don't say it the way that he's going to entertain it, I will offend him.
but he is saying it from the neutral point of view.
Absolutely.
That was the reason he got it right. So the problem is, and the problem will always remain the problem, which you have said in this on this your program times without number. From the north, the kind of belief they practice is not just the ordinary Islam. Because when you look at the Islam, the people that gave them Islam, how come those people are progressing? They are progressive society. You see them, they produce doctors, they produce everything. But how come in their own case it's not like that? The way you have Catholic, you have Protestants in Christianity, that's the way you have different types of Muslims as well.
You know, the Sufis, the Sunnis, all of this, and they are like extremists.
That's the way they have, because what they do is that they mix up their culture.
That's what that's what NK was trying to tell us there too. Like, listen, of course, some of these people have this culture of this violence that they kind of mask as Islam too. I said, well, you know what? But they exist. Oh yeah, they exist. Then I'm talking about them, their existence. That doesn't condemn your Islam if you are not a closest supporter of theirs. So if you agree that all these ideologies exist, right, and they are a threat, then that shouldn't make you feel bad that somebody is talking about it. Don't see it as, you know what I mean, Sita?
Yeah, you don't
because
see
they
it
do exist.
as if
How could somebody want to kill me because
exist.
I said I'm no longer doing Islam? Who the hell are you? They say, but it is their Islam. I say, well, okay, but you know it exists. Is that a good thing? And they do exist in Nigeria.
So
go on.
So this is the problem, because of their own self-belief that is what their own prophet, their leader has told them, that Nigeria belongs to them, and they can come from anywhere around Africa, sub-Saharan Africa, and they can come and lay claims. The whole thing that is happening in Nigeria, the constitution that the British people gave to us that was shelved away, everything that happened till this very moment, before, after independence, till date, it only drives to one thing, one ideology, that we want to Islamatize the country called Nigeria.
Even when we all know it is going to be so nearly impossible. Let's be honest.
Impossible.
It will take forever.
They themselves know.
But there are people who believe it.
They know that it's impossible.
You know what I mean? They believe it. They believe they can do it. And they believe they have that conviction that they can kill as many people as possible until they do it. And somebody is saying that don't get paranoid. They don't really mean it. I say, are you mad? Are you joking?
So whatever we think or whatever we say, the only agenda they have is to Islamatize Nigeria. That is all. And for the fact, I keep telling people, when we are thinking about revolution, any revolution that comes that doesn't have the basic discussion that everybody should go on their own respective ways, I am telling you that revolution is no revolution. That revolution is what I call rigmaroling, because you will still come back to the same point we are today. So let us not even think about it. I do have friends from Ghana that lives here in America where I live. I have friends from Togo that lives here as well, the mechanic that I use. But trust me, I respect them, they respect me. They don't, we don't cross each other out.
Osita, just 1 second, right? I found somebody in the comments. I think his name is Jeff on YouTube. So I have banned him or her, whoever that account is. Okay. You see, we are still trying to kind of make some of you understand, right? The danger of the bigots, the short-sightedness of some of you who are tribal and religious bigots. And somebody, right, on Mayegun's Diary Political dropped a comment and said, Yorubas should go with their Fulani brothers. Igbos don't want them. Like, are you actually really mad? Or you are just like a lunatic that misses his way? You are on Mayegun's Diary Political. where I spend my time to educate a lot of you that some of these bigots that doesn't represent anybody, right? And I told you, as we have the Yoruba bigot, we have some of you useless Igbo bigots too. But can you at least just keep it to yourself, your madness, that you don't say them to my face on my platform? So, hey, all of you who are holding those spanners, please get busy. When you see all those people who disguise, whether they are like disguised as Igbo or Yoruba, I don't give a damn. Please get rid of them. I will be looking for them. How dare you? Yoruba should go with their Fulani. Show madini. Eh? How did Yorubas and Fulanis have any connection? But there are so many of you lunatics, all right, that hang about on social media, and you think this could be one of your abode. Of course, you're wrong. Osita, continue. And I hope those of you who are holding those spanners are busy.
Yeah,
block them, get rid of them. I will do the same. Please.
All right. As regards to what you just said right now, a lot of them, they have found out that the way they are going about it is so difficult. So what do? They have intelligent ones, negatively intelligent ones among them. And what did they do? They set the ball rolling, they set the fire of this particular tribal bigotry. That is what
they will
now
use takia. Right now. They will use takia. They call it takia. That one they will say, oh, look at those ones. So, we don't support them. Oh, sure you understand? No, they are not. They are not. Exactly. They are not for us. So, sure you get. But behind the scene, they actually want them to continue. Takia. They will say all of you should not react to them. Don't judge us because of the actions of that one. Oh, okay. Please don't judge us. So, we don't know about them. Oh, but guess what? They do. Takia.
They do. So they've seen that they have tried to use religion. They've tried to use religion, but now they are using identity. And that identity is your tongue and your tribe. They want to tell you this person is an Igbo man, this person is a Yoruba man. And when you see them online, immediately they are saying whatever they are saying. Then you will see one person who calls himself whatever, Nuruddin, all those kind of names. You will jump into the conversation and say, yes, that's true. But it all boils down to one thing, that we are never one.
That's right.
And we cannot be one. If I tell people, it is good that you go through history for you to find out, even when they arrived in London, what the white man told them, that you guys are not united. I didn't write it. It is there in the memo that you guys are not united. You can, in 1957, that was when we were supposed to receive our independence. But they told them, you guys should go back home, that you guys are not.
There's no sign that you are united, that you live together in that country.
You are united.
Go back.
So how do you think that we will continue in this mess? If we continue in this mess, in the next 1,000 years, we are still where we are.
The same place now. Why would an Igbo man be afraid to have his own country? What is wrong with you?
Country.
Why would a Yoruba man need an Igbo man to have your own country? Why would a Yoruba man not want to have his own country? What is wrong with you?
Country.
Why would an Hausa man or an Igala man or an Igbo man be afraid to have his own country? Are you mad?
Yes.
Like, what is wrong with people?
Benin Republic?
That's the question. Now look around you.
How big is Togo? How big is Ghana?
We need ourselves. Igbo man need Yoruba man. We all need ourselves. We all need to live together. So mad, Dinimos, you? What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? That you got colonized, forced together with people with different ideology, identity, and then you want to kind of force them still together and keep. Come on, man. If there's anything that the Yorubas and the Igbos needs right now, is for them to come together with the Hausas, the Fulanis, everybody to agree the day we are going to break up. That's it.
Simple.
Let us all forget the past. Come together. And what is wrong with you? Osita, let me tell them.
Man, so all these things that we are looking at, sometimes we want to paint words. We want to paint words. We want to twist words. We want to change. What are you talking about? What is the end product? The end product in this particular thing is that me and you, we are not the same. It's simple as ABC.
Simple. The Germans,
It's
the
simple.
French, the Dutch, the English, the rest of them, they all have their identity. Today, they don't have the clash of identity. We are having clash of identity, clash of ideas, clash of this, clash of that, clash of religion in a contraption created for us. We don't even speak the same language.
If they ask you a question, who are you, where are you from? What's your nationality? You say, I'm a Nigerian, but I'm Igbo.
I'm Igbo.
You're a Nigerian, but you're Igbo. Who says all those kind of things?
We need ourselves.
When they ask
we
you,
need
you
to
should be able to say you're an Igbo man. They know where you come from.
Osita.
To join forces together to fight who?
Who?
To fight the Northerners. What am I gaining in the North?
What would I gain?
What would you gain for fighting them?
Come on, man.
I don't know who did this to us. I don't know who did this to us. What? I don't know. I don't know who did this to us. It is becoming ridiculous.
Why have we done this to ourselves?
Every day, you will hear one thing. Look at somebody who has a wife that they've lived together all their life. Is that Akeredolu? Is it not going to die one day? Then the next thing you did, because of the wife is an Igbo woman, you started complaining. It is a vice versa. If he's an Igbo man too, he will start complaining that the wife is a Yoruba
woman.
It is all because of you don't share the same identity. If the wife is a Yoruba woman, is somebody going to come and say, oh, look at that Yoruba man? Will come and say, look at that Yoruba woman?
Ijebu. They may say she's Egba. They may find another reason to just blame her. The purpose is not because of where the woman comes from. It is because of the lazy mind of these rogues who blame every other people for their misfortune.
You went and dressed up. You put on cologne. You put on your best attire just because you want to talk about the dead.
The life of another man and his wife of 33 years.
Something you never did when you were alive. When he was alive. That is cowardice. That was cowardice. Thank you, my brother.
God bless you, Osita. And thanks so much for indeed stopping by. I'll take just one more and I'll call it a night. Here. Hello there. Oh, can you hear me?
Michael, good evening.
Oh, okay. Is that Charm? Is that you, ma'am?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You might need to move away from that living room. I can hear myself on the screen as well, right?
I've muted it.
Oh, bless you. So you are going to be my last caller tonight. We managed to raise the tension, and it seems that it's steamy inside here this evening and all that. So yeah, we will need that feminine touch at this point, so that all of us
I don't know if this
feminine
touch is to help. Honestly, I wasn't intending to call. But after listening to is it Nuruddin?
Yes, now our brother from Canada.
No, Nuruddin, is it not the one who says he served in Mangu near Mangu?
And now he's in Canada. He lives in Canada now.
Oh, okay, all right. He lives in Canada.
That's right.
After listening to him speak, I said to myself, these are the kind of people that are problematic. Okay. And I say that because he is in denial. He doesn't tell himself the truth, because if he did tell himself the truth, he wouldn't have come out to say what he said. He would have picked up his phone to come and call you and tell you about you are being biased against the Muslims and everything. These are the people who don't tell themselves the truth. Those you said it is an issue of of tribe or whatever.
Yeah, he's trying to make it look like number one, all these clashes they are reporting in Plateau State, it's just some clashes between two people. Then later he said, okay, if you now think people will come to attack them, I want you to know that they also kill Christians. I mean, they kill Muslims too. They kill Christians too, and all of that stuff.
Okay,
like, why are you taking me here? Eyewitnesses have already confirmed things that happened. You are creating a scenario. Why? I didn't get that.
And you even played it on there for everyone to, and I told you one time that people come to your platform I'm not sure they hear you or they listen. They're hearing, but I'm not quite sure if they are listening. Do you understand? Because it's an action. You can hear somebody say, "Are you really listening to what he's saying? Do you hear what he's telling you?" We just played a clip where the person said it has been proven that the people who were killed were indigenous to that area, not Fulanis, not any other tribe. People who were indigenous to that area, and you still picked up your phone to talk about that is, you're somebody being biased against Muslims. Is it not a fact that the Fulanis who are carrying out these attacks are Muslims, or are they Christians? But is that not factual?
It is factual.
Is it not a fact?
But he wanted to make it look, he said they are not killing them because they are Muslims or they are Christian. They are killing them because they are not Fulani and all that. Then I almost lost at the point. You know what I mean? I was like,
that is a rubbish argument.
You know what I mean?
That is a rubbish argument. At the end of the day, whether you're killing somebody because he's not a Muslim, or whether you're killing somebody because the person is a tribe, which part of it is right? Which part are you defending? Which part are you saying that, okay, it's okay to do? What kind of nonsensical reasoning is that? I told you, these kind of people are the kind of people that are problematic, because he doesn't tell himself the truth. He's the kind of person that will see his fellow Muslim brother, and I'm not afraid to say it, doing the wrong thing, and he'll keep quiet. He will look for a logical way to reason what the person, to justify what that person is doing, instead of calling a spade a spade. It is wrong. Say it is wrong. Stand up for something. At the end of the day, whether this religion.
I mean, here is another one, Charm, right? Here is another one. We're talking about blasphemy. I mean, you and I always wonder here, like, why would anybody kill anybody because of any religion? Like, what in this day and time? How is that even possible, right? Now, we have been hearing about blasphemy, where they kill people for saying something about Islam, right? We have heard, and I just mentioned the apostasy. So many of you have been hearing that. But some of you never probably believe it existed in Nigeria. It does, right? Now, I was talking about that, this extreme religion ideology. Nuri was offended that I was trying to blackmail Islam because it's not happening in the South. And I'm like, why would you feel? Because it's not happening in the South, negate or rubbish the one that is happening in the North? That is coming down South.
Anywhere.
Why do you feel offended? You know it exists, right? Like, why do you have to come and tell me that it's not happening in the South when I'm not talking about the South? So talking about people who love to live in denial.
Exactly. This is somebody who lives in denial. You're not telling yourself the truth. When they killed Deborah, because she simply asked, I believe that's her name.
Yeah.
Deborah. Because she said, please don't use this platform for your religious discussions. This is a WhatsApp group for our assignments and whatever.
School assignment. Okay.
Today, that woman is dead. She's dead.
They killed her.
Dead. They killed her. How many of these Muslims came out to say, condemn this nonsense?
Oh, they said, that is their tribe in the North. It's not Islam per se. Are you trying to mock us or trying to kind of, are you actually joking?
So, at the end of the day, right, I think this was just what got me incensed, as in, this is part of the problem. And then to his point that, the Igbos and the Yorubas should come together so that they can show, we don't have to show the North anything.
That's what I'm saying.
That is a useless venture. Okay,
we should be able together and show them that we are powerful. Come together and break everything up. Let everybody go their way.
Let everybody go their way. Okay? And stand, because we know we can stand. What is this fear? Fear of you is like this, we've been so, they put us all together so long that we're afraid that, okay, if we just separate from each other, if this person does, or something bad is going to happen to us. No, nothing bad will happen to you. We will offer, each tribe will find a way to exist within their geographical locations. They will find a way to work out. Like Osita said, you have Benin Republic, you have Togo, you have Ghana. Those people are a fraction, the whole landmass is a fraction of ours, but they're there, existing, thriving, living, and you're saying we should come together so we can show the North. I don't want to show the North anything.
I don't want to show the North anything.
I don't want to show the North. That is a pointless venture. I want to be able to say, okay, this is who I am. I am a Biafran. This is where I live.
Yeah.
Okay, do we have trade agreements? Can I come and trade in your country? Is it okay? What laws do you have? And we move. Okay? If you say no, we don't want to work with Igbo, no problem. We'll look for somewhere else.
Go somewhere else. Exactly.
Okay.
Mutual
So,
respect. Respect them for who
respect
they are, and they
Yeah.
respect you for who you are. It's as simple as that. And we can coexist. Some said, let's have regionalism. I said, well, that could be a good start, but come together to make Nigeria great. Are you mad, Dini? Come together to make you great.
No, come together.
It's a pure lie.
And I think it's pointless, because if you're saying, oh, let us come together so that we can show this one, who are they that we should, two of us, two
Same
tribes.
thing that a deluded Yoruba boy will say, the Hausa Fulani and the Yorubas have teamed together to punish the Igbos. Are you not deluded?
Listen, there are so many, and I feel like, Mayego, you've been doing this you've been doing this long enough to know that there are some people where when they type some things, just ignore them and go, because okay, this one is a mad person. I cannot be engaging unless they're not going to know the difference between the two of us.
I know,
so I'm not going to.
It does feel shocking sometimes, but because we know that it's so easy to sort of condition our people by planting in some little lies and all that in their mind, and they're making it look like it's real. That's why people like me don't ignore people like that. Do you understand?
And I feel like a lot of the time is right. There are fundamental issues with you as a human being. If you start to look down on a person or say that your problem is another person because they're a different tribe from you, there's something wrong with you mentally. There's something not quite there. For you to assume that your problem with another human being is just because of an identity that they could never have felt.
I know.
Because I did not say, oh God, Heavenly Father, please make me an Igbo man, because I think Igbos are having such a fantastic time. Send me to earth, I'll be an Igbo man. No, none of us did that. None of us had that luxury.
No.
Okay, we were not made that way. We are who we are, right? So you can't say you hate another person or dislike another person because such and such person
where they come from, exactly.
For where they come from.
And you are so passionate about it enough to say you think you are protecting your own race by hating on them?
No, you are demonstrating your ignorance and your foolishness. Okay, you are demonstrating your ignorance and your foolishness, and you are putting it down that this is who you are, a bigot. At the end of the day. So anyway, I think this was the one issue that touched me. I was like, I need to, because this kind of Nurus type of people, they are part of the problem that we have in this country. People who don't tell themselves the truth. As for Akeredolu, I don't know what to say. The man didn't do anything good. In fact, when I hear, okay, he died, may he so rest in peace if he can find peace on the other side. What else am I going to do? He stole. He didn't help his community. What about the next person? What is he going to do? At the end of the day,
each and every one of us. Going to build the cancer center now and equip it? Of course not. You know that.
At the end of the day, Mayego, each and every one of us will be responsible for our actions and for our inactions. If we are waiting for pastors, imams, and I keep saying this, right, then we are not ready, because these people are not prepared to tell you what the truth that okay, that you are waiting for them to tell you, but because your situation tells you that you need to do something about it. You are suffering, there is no money, there's hunger in the land, and you are waiting for people to tell you what to do. Good luck.
Good luck with that. Thank you very much, Charm, for that. I think it is time for us to draw the curtains. It's almost close. So thank you so much, and you have a wonderful evening over there. Okay. So this is where we're going to draw the curtains again, right? There's something we must all be sort of, be honest about. All right. And that one of them is the fact that even if you want Nigeria to be whatever you are dreaming of it to be, wishes, they say, if wishes were horses, right, beggars will ride. Okay. The reality of Nigeria today is the fact that those politicians who were milking the division, the divisive politics that they have been playing, as well as those who are funding different kind of violence behind the scene to sustain that sort of a power grab or power or whatever they are holding on to. The reality out there today is that they have planted enough division that are becoming more pronounced. And if all of you can no longer tolerate yourselves, as it is becoming obvious now, the Middle Belters are detaching themselves from the rest of northern Nigeria because they have had enough. Okay? So the Fulani terrorists that are everywhere for land grabbing and the rest of that, okay, they have further make these indigenous people of Middle Belt to begin to ask themselves the right question. What is going to be their place in this Nigeria? Do they even still want to be part of this Nigeria? And if they are going to be, would they be given that choice of choosing how they want to be part of that Nigeria? Down south, Tifnumbu and his Lagos Abobaku are spreading the ethnic division, tribal division. And in fact, they are currently trying to give the treatment of, the Jews, where they will say, oh, if you have this blood, you don't have this full blood and all of that stuff. They've already started that with their politics, where they have managed to ostracize somebody who is a Yoruba man from a Yoruba reputable family, Abi. Then they turned it on to something they are about to kind of make a tribal war between the Igbos. Well, they've already made it. So this is just to let you know that if they succeed, the children that you are, the marriages, the union that are being kind of solemnized, like the ones you have in the Middle Belt and then the Fulani, the Hausas and all of that, that are already breeding this more like, you know what, we don't want to be with you anymore. So that similar thing is what we would advise everybody in the South as well. Like, listen, you cannot save Nigeria. If there's anything that we need from one or another, why, if they say we need one another, of course I will agree. And that needing one another means if we have a chance of sitting together to have a chat, the conversation or the decision should border on when are we going to break up Nigeria so that like the Europeans, we will have our identity, our language, our culture, our tribe. We can defend ourselves. We can defend all those things. And we can defend our civilization. You see all these clashes of civilization, clashes of ideas, clashes of, religion and all of that stuff that are enveloping Nigeria today. The only solution is when you let people keep their identity. Nigeria is not an identity. No, it is not. There's no Nigerian, you know that, right? So do not be afraid. Nobody should be afraid of standing alone. Okay? There are smaller countries all over Europe that some of us actually go to. But when you understand what independence and freedom truly means, away from this contraption forced together called Nigeria, please, when you have that chance, you will help us and join us in breaking up Nigeria and saving lives. It is just the only solution that you haven't, or we haven't really tried. We will when we stop living in denial. Thank you. And I will see you some other time. Yeah? Good night.
Ayégún làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Ayégún dáyàrí Ayébi nọ́mbà wán.
Ayégún làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Ayégún dáyàrí Ayébi nọ́mbà wán.
Ayégún ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú.
Ayégún dáyàrí Ayébi nọ́mbà wán.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Ayégún dáyàrí Ayébi nọ́mbà wán.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Máyégún já wa sí.
Ayégún dáyàrí Ayébi nọ́mbà wán.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Ayégún dáyàrí Ayébi nọ́mbà wán.
Bó bá ṣe eré àní Máyégún máa wí.
Ayégún dáyàrí Ayébi nọ́mbà wán.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Ayégún dáyàrí Ayébi nọ́mbà wán.
gbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Mayegun diary na him be number one.
àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ o làwa mọ̀ dódódódó.
Mayegun diary na him be number one.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
lórí Facebook.
Mayegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
lórí YouTube.
Mayegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Mayegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Mayegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Mayegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Mayegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Mayegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Mayegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Mayegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Mayegun ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Mayegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Mayegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Mayegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Mayegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Mayegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà. àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Mayegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀.